Welcome back, Perfectionists. My name's Delapo, and you guys knew this day was coming eventually. I knew I'd have to cover him, and you knew I was gonna half-ass it. But you know what? You deserve better, so I've decided that I'll dedicate 3/4 of my ass to covering this minefield that is Sonic. Now, modern Sonic is pretty divisive in and of itself. I won't be able to cover everything because Sonic has pretty much nothing in the way of canon. So I'll do close to my best. Well, 3/4 of it. Either way, it's time to begin. So get ready for Hero Unlocked. Normally I'd start at the beginning of something like this, but Sonic has been around for such a long time and there are like 3 or 4 subsections of Sonic, and if I'm going to do this, I think that each subsection deserves its own time. As much as I don't want to return to this subject, this much is true. So I'll start with the beginning. This begins what many would term the Green Eye Sonic era. Sonic Adventure released in December of 1998 on the ill-fated Sega Dreamcast. Development for the game begins in a way on the once again ill-fated Sega Saturn. Yeah, there's a bit of a pattern with this company. The team responsible for creating the title included the legendary Yuji Naka. Naka was also a member of the team that developed Nights into Dreams. Why is this important? I don't know, it's just in my notes, so FYI I guess. The environments for the game were taken from the landscapes of Central and South America. This is easily reflected in the Tikal flashback segments as well as certain overworlds. Funny enough, the multiple character layout of this game came from a question that Naka asked of Sega. He said, why don't we use this map for other characters? This brought about the inclusion of a character that fired a weapon at the request of Sega. While they found it kind of morally questionable to give a Sonic character a gun, until they didn't, they compromised with the creation of E102. As for Big the Cat, don't ask me. I don't know who thought that breaking up this action game with mandatory fishing was a good idea. Next up is Sonic Shuffle. Ew. Imagine if you had a really great concept for a board game based around minigames and then you added Sonic to it. Sonic is great at a lot of things, but carrying a turn-based board game is something I don't know he was made for. It's an interesting enough game. As much as I joke about it, it is a title that I wish I'd tried. I've heard all right things about it, but it also looks so very boring. Sonic Adventure 2, aka The Good One, was released in June of 2001. This game was developed by Sonic Team USA. Yes, there was once a United States portion of Sonic Team dedicated to making games. Now, I'm not sure why they're not really a thing anymore, but I think we need them more now than ever. This game's development approach focused more on action, or so they put it. I don't know how their attempt to speed up gameplay resulted in them ruining the hide-and-seek Knuckles levels from the first game, but they did. The multiple character portion took the form of 2 playable teams, each with 3 gameplay styles: speed levels, hide and seek, and shoot 'em up levels. But none of this would be worth it if it wasn't for the Chao, effectively the best part of the game. Chao were like Tamagotchis that didn't make you want to die. These baby sims saw a much greater improvement in the second adventure title, and honestly they're the part of the game I remember the most. Afterwards comes Sonic Advance, but that's subsection 3, so we'll leave that out despite them having green-eyed Sonic in it, you know. As far as mainline Sonic titles go, there are quite a few notable ones. Sonic Heroes released in December of 2003 and took the adventure format and said, wouldn't it be cool if we used 3 characters at once? No? Let's do it anyway! Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 was the beginning of the end for me when it came to my Sonic fandom. It really didn't recover after that. Developed by Sonic Team, Sonic 06 would see its way onto the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Get this, the team dedicated to the title was split into 2 when the Wii entered public consciousness. Rather than putting Sonic 06 onto the Wii, they opted to introduce a new title. This became Sonic and the Secret Rings. 2007 and 2009 would see the storybook Sonic games, Sonic and the Secret Rings and Sonic and the Black Knight, respectively. Because these 2 would find their way onto the Nintendo Wii, they had to have a new and interesting way of controlling the blue blur, right? I mean, of course you had to steer Sonic like the dude from Temple Run. It just makes sense. But in between these 2 titles was another game called Sonic Unleashed. This was after my time with Sonic, however, I can say that this is a title that did grab my attention. Not necessarily for the now traditional style gameplay, but more for the fact that Sonic's transformation, Sonic the Werehog, was at the forefront of the discussion for this game. Yikes. It's pretty well known now that Sonic Unleashed was supposed to be Sonic Adventure 3. From the looks of the locales and the way the gameplay is focused, I can definitely see where the certain aspects were supposed to involve this. Sonic Team brought a feature from Sonic Rush over this game. This feature has become one of the most controversial additions to the Sonic franchise, and this is Sonic Boost. Hence, the Boost formula was born. Sonic Colors, the home of the single best Sonic song I've heard since Live and Learn, Takashi Iizuka has stated that Sonic Colors was intended for children. And yeah, it has been said that this title is a tad easier than previous ones, and by a tad, I mean my dog Lucian could probably beat it. In 2011, Sonic Team released the answer to the question, how many Sonics does it take to appease two fan bases? Made in honor of yet another Sonic anniversary, Sonic Generations aimed to collect and adapt Sonic's history so far into one jam-packed adventure. Now, as cool as that is, it does get a bit cooler. Classic stages got reimagined as 3D roller coasters, and modern stages got the 2D treatment. If I ever get back into it, I've heard that this is a good place to start. The same thing cannot be said about 2013's Sonic Lost World. I played the demo for this one and I actually really enjoyed it. Critically, well, honestly it did about as well as the other Sonic games, but it had a common thread complaint, and that centered around the controls for this title. This is traced to the parkour elements within the title. Iizuka mentioned that he wanted to make a Sonic game that Mario fans could enjoy, and I could totally see what he meant here. It's very Mario Galaxy-esque. I guess this would be where I would talk about Sonic Boom, but from what I understand, that's somehow a differently classified Sonic, so it doesn't count. What's more, this title wasn't made by Sonic Team, so there's that. In 2017, Sonic Team released the video game Shrug that was Sonic Forces. This game isn't a sequel to Generations, even though it includes classic Sonic, which makes me believe it's a simply pandering move. I feel like if you took him out of the game, there'd be no difference in this title. However, this isn't the title's claim to fame. This is the first Sonic title in which the player could create their own original character that was playable. Sonic, Classic Sonic, and the OC have their own stages that play differently. The original characters can be several different animals, including bears, hedgehogs, and cats, just to name a few. Each have their own abilities that can help them maneuver and conquer stages in different ways. And now that I've spent a disgusting amount of time on the development, it's time to Sonic Boost through this lore. Did you like that? I liked it. Here we go. 1998, Dr. Robotnik finds a way to turn water into a vicious plot device. 2000, Sonic plays Monopoly, but nobody remembers how much money everyone starts with, so they just wing it. 2001, Sonic must once again stop the evil Dr. Robotnik from taking over the world, but this time there's a lot more grinding. Kinky. 2003, what goes up must come down. 2006, so three hedgehogs walk into a bar. Sorry, I can't tell the end of this joke, it's still loading. 2007, Sonic takes on the story of Aladdin. There was a surprising lack of Robin Williams. 2008, in the dark of the night, Sonic transforms into what we feared the most, mediocrity. 2009, Sonic must defeat the evil King Arthur to prove that he was King Arthur. So, can someone please find the 6-year-old that wrote this plot? 2010, Sonic races to destroy a theme park. He must really hate waiting in lines. 2011, the video game version of a sitcom clip show. 2013, Sonic takes on some hardcore parkour. Oh, and the Wisps are still here, for some reason. 2017, Sonic makes thousands of Sonic fan artists moderately happy. The lore wouldn't be complete without supplemental material. Sonic has had a long-running series of comics, some with classic Sonic, some with modern, even some featuring the likes of Mega Man. The series was published by Archie Comics from 1993 to 2017. The Sonic Adventures adaptation was seen in issue 79, which you would think is the beginning of the modern Sonic era in the comics, but for some reason Sonic with green eyes existed for quite a few issues beforehand. This was a very, very weird series. Like, I kid you not, there was even a subplot about how the echidnas in Sonic were allegorical Jewish people, even going as far as to show them in concentration camps, because, you know, for the children. And then there's the Sonic X TV show. Sonic is no stranger to television, however, this show, man. I remember waking up, turning on 4Kids TV just to watch this. Kirby Right Back at Ya, Ultimate Muscle, and so much more. I have a special place in my heart for this show. The show itself followed the adventure series of games loosely. Robotnik's use of the Chaos Emeralds threw himself, Sonic, and several other titular characters onto Earth. Robotnik tries to dominate Earth, and Sonic and his friends have to stop him. Simple enough. The show ran from 2003 to 2012 on 4Kids for 78 episodes. However, episodes 53 through 78 didn't see their way onto Japanese television at the time. For me, Sonic will and always be a fond memory. I feel as though it would be disrespectful, like quite a bit disrespectful, to say that I've outgrown Sonic, because that simply isn't true. I've enjoyed all types of Sonic games, largely the Advanced series, and I can say that Sonic definitely has something for everyone who wants to go fast. Modern Sonic is a lesson in non-committal game design, however. If you look at a character like Mario, we see that there are 2D Mario games as well as 3D Mario games, and yet there is no doubt as to the quality of either. There's no war between 2D Mario fans and 3D Mario fans because those groups don't largely exist. I've always found this to be very strange about the Sonic fan base. However, I don't want to distract from Sonic Team's own responsibility here. It's going to take a huge rededication to quality from them to see me return to this franchise. Well, that or a new Chao Garden. Either way, Sonic remains an icon for those of the Dreamcast era and beyond. He is fast, he is furious, and you're too slow. Thanks for watching. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. It means a lot that you got to this point. I love doing these videos for you, and you make sure to subscribe so you can keep seeing more of these come. Now, here's my question for you. Is Sonic in a good place right now? What do you guys think? Do you guys want a rededication to the 2D nonsense, or the 3D nonsense is your thing? That was a weird way to ask that. You know what I mean, though. Come on, tell me what you guys think below. Sonic in a good place? I want to know. Stay perfect.